All right, 1250A. We've got more work that we can do to this. It's probably going to take me a few days to make all the steps happen, so we're going to get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, Ross the Oliver Man. We're going to start out with the phone here because that's what I got handy. But in previous installments of this, well, if you remember when we bought it, it had in the form of tie rods some pieces of all thread that somebody had bent 90 degrees on both ends, and that just don't work. So because of trouble with shipping and different things, I thought I'll save a few bucks and we'll take the tie rods off the parts tractor, which we did. And that one is fine, but if we come around here to the other one, it does not hold. You can see the wheel is like this. The threaded end that's in there keeps pulling out. And so that will not do. So I had went ahead and ordered a new set. But what I would like to do is, it would be nice to kind of meadow greenify them first, maybe. It's going to get a little bit scarred up as we do our fine tuning adjustment like here. But I'm okay with that. I think it'd be good to paint them so they don't rust. But we need to look here at these and see that we're in approximately the second notch of the deal. We'll have to get that pulled apart. Well, as I look at this though, it appears to me that something is not kosher here. Did they send me two different kinds of tie rod? Well, that is not very much fun, now is it? I believe they did. This is a 1250. This one still says 1250A. This one, my tag is wore off. That one says 1350, 1250. That's not a 1250A because it doesn't have a threaded nut on this end. So that is unfortunate, friends. So I guess what we'll do is we'll change the one that won't hold to start with. And then we'll figure out what to do with this. I know what I'd like to do with it. I'd like to take it and shove it somewhere where the sun don't shine, because it took me forever to get these. I mean, they were caught in limbo forever, and I'm not sure what they've done. If they've decided that they superseded and just did whatever, or whether, but that's made totally differently. And I'll have to look at some of the other ones around here and see if that's, dang. Now this one does say threaded, so maybe there were two different kinds and they sent me one of each instead of what I wanted, which was two alike ones. So that's okay. I will not lose my patience like a bad doctor. We'll start with this one, which is correct, and we'll put this one away, and just, if we don't see it, it won't make us angry anymore. But there is one more thing I would like to take with us whilst we meadow greenify some stuff, and that's on another tractor. Somewhere back in the darkness here is a regular 1250. See that cute little horse that we haven't done anything with lately? In here we have a PTO shield. And oh, friends, that's what happened to those other two pins that I ordered and couldn't find. Somebody had bolted this drawbar like here. They used bolts and they bolted them solid. And I got those other two pins to go in. So I'm not going to rob them from that. I'll just order two more for that red tractor. But That's where they went to. I knew I had ordered an extra set, but I guess it's not really an extra set if I need them on something. So I'll order a bunch more, and then we'll have that on hand, you know, so we can fix the rest of our stuff up, because, yeah, looking at tie rods, don't want to look. That one's bent on that. How about that? That's probably been that way since I've owned it. So, yeah, we will go into where it's warm, and we'll meadow greenify some parts, and then hopefully in a day or two we can come back out and install. See, so that's what we're gonna do. Buddy the dog, yeah, out here enjoying the sun. Sure. Well, it's much warmer right now. Even with the little bit of breeze, it's a lot more manageable out here. And I have here in my arms some freshly greenified stuff. And we're gonna try to put that on and see how far we get. All right, 1250A. We will worry about that PTO shield in a little bit. Let's try to see what we can accomplish with this. I don't know really what we'll be able to accomplish with this. Right now it is sitting pretty well with the wheel straight ahead, which would be handy to, it'd be kind of handy to put it there that way. I'm not sure though if we can get to the inner one in that fashion. I was thinking I had to pull it out here in the open, put it in, and then screw it back the other way, is what I was thinking. Now it is on 4 wheels again, so a guy could put the jack right under the center and lift the whole entire front end up off the ground instead of just part of it like this. And that might be what we do, because if we do that and we're successful, then we can turn the wheel wherever we need to, like pull it out here, get it loose, get that tie rod out, put that end in, and then turn it straight again and see what we got. Because you can see that has pulled out. That's the problem with that. The threads don't hold, and it's pulled away from that nut, so that's why the wheel is all, and the other one's straight ahead. But I'm thinking it's going to be easier if I just pick up the whole front end. Yeah, moo. Okay. I don't know why they're mooing, but that's fine. Yeah, I shouldn't just talk about it. I should just make it happen. The jack is back here. Can I get to it? Can I get to it easily? Well, I just thought of something else too. I hate to do that to the other one, but I did in fact order another PTO shield, but I see this one does not have one either. So maybe we'll just put that one on here today because we know that it's gonna go. The other one, we're gonna probably have to clean out bolt holes on. Do we wanna do that? See, I'm getting sidetracked now again, but I'm thinking about the ease of use. Maybe we'll do both. Maybe we'll take a bolt out of here so we can see exactly what size we got, because I think the other ones are missing. We could clean and tap those holes and get it ready, and we could just go ahead and put the PTO shield on this one. That would make some people smile, maybe. I don't know. We'll deal with that after a while. Let's get the front end up in the air whilst the getting's good, you know? The next question is, do we need a block? I don't think we do. As long as the thing doesn't roll away. Oh. As long as we find an actual solid place here. Okay. All right, well, it's gonna take a little doing here. I think it'd probably be a smart idea to, and it is still, it's in gear. That's good. I don't want it to fall off. That would be a not so nice thing. I need to get the air hose and probably turn on the air compressor, and we can pick this up and make it happen. Also, I will get wrenches that fit the stuff that we have there, I hope. I really need 2 hands to pull that tape off. I can't remember what size that was, but we got them all, so it'll be fine. All right. Well, I thought I could do this from where I was, but no dice. So we'll get up, make this happen. I bet I can if I move the show over this way. Why do standing up what you could do sitting down? See what happens. Going up, come on. It's slow, but it beats pumping it with a handle. So. Now we're going up. Come on, up, 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 up. Come on. Are we just pushing down in the ground? Not really too bad. This is gravel here, so this shouldn't just sink out of sight. Okay. Are we? Yeah, we're up. Okay, good. Calm down, Jack. Calm down. Let's turn it this way. Yeah, it's very close quarters here. And that's just the way she goes. Come on. Wonder how much of a struggle bus we're going to have of getting this to pop out of that taper. That's the next struggle. What we're going to have to do is just tighten this one down in there, this end, and then we'll leave the jam nut loose on this tube, and then we'll spin it where it needs to go and then stick it in the outer end, and then the last step will be locking the lock nut down. Lots of steps, but we got to when we're this close together. I also like how that lock nut is still doing its job. Absolutely will not give it up. Will not let it turn easily. So, good job, lock nut. You've earned your last days in the scrap pile. Good job, buddy. Now, I need to figure out where orange hammer went. Forgot about that. I see its handle. I'm gonna hope that a couple tappy taps towards the end there will get that to pop out of there. You know, that's what I'm hoping. Take a little tension on it. It's really not under any tension, especially being up in the air. But I think I found it easier to get that end loose first, didn't I? I know I had some struggle bus issues when I took these off of the other one, but of course they had been on there for years and years and forever years. Let's check the oil while we're here. ADD? Surely not. Nope, it's good. All right, orange hammer time.
Stop! Hammer time!
All right. Also, it should be noted that I ordered another tie rod from a USA supplier. So hopefully it arrives and it is a mate to the one we're about to put on. And then we'll go ahead and do the other one too, because I feel like, hey, tie rods, you shouldn't cut corners on because that's safety, you know? that'll kill you. So, sure. Now, what's the chances that just... I didn't figure that would do it. That's why I brought the pry bar along. And that's where we struggle best, wasn't it? I like how it wants to go in there or you can't get to it. I think we even had to drive down on that when I did that last time. Oh boys, that about hurt. I about hit myself in the shin with the hammer. Well, it's good to know that this is going to be a struggle bus no matter what we do. Silly me, I thought that it would just work. Oh, awesome. We're going to struggle the whole way. This is not the preferred method, friends. It's just not. There. That's what I wanted. If you can just once get a good pry, it takes only one good lick to get it to pop out of there, but you got to be putting pressure in the right spot. So we made that happen. Now let's see if we can repeat our luck with this, which that might prove to be difficult now too, because now we don't have anywhere to pry against on this one. But we can hammer her home, because we're not saving it. You know, one good lick there. Almost took that to the old sack, so that's good. But it's off of there. So, you know, a guy might save it because he might be able to use this end. That might be okay. But this end is just, it's had all she wrote, friends. It won't stay tight. It's pulled the threads out of here. It's mangled these threads. And it's just not worth the risk. They're $100 a piece, but you know, it's just not worth it. And buying individual pieces of tie rods is just about as expensive as buying the whole assembly. I've found in my travels in later years, from time to time, in the smaller communities. Let's put you back in there. I hope you can see the tip of sadness. We'll loosen. Everything's loose, so we should be able to turn it. However, and what I mean is the tube on this end. All right. See, we'll be able to do this and adjust whatever we need whenever we need it. But we're first going to tighten that. I'll probably loosely connect this other end just so it holds it up in the air for us. All right. Where are we? Can you even see? Do you even want to? I mean, basically 99% of what I do is nonsense. So it's not adding any value to your life, if you can see. But we're gonna hope that it tightens right up in there. Most generally, I like to do these with a impact. But this being brand new, I think it's gonna do the thing. Oh. Okay. Now, for the real trick, we're going to straighten this back out. Or what we're going to try to do is get that we want that yoke to be more or less in the exact center. And then from there, we'll adjust accordingly. I'm not saying that I did a perfect job on that side, but that is right where I would think that I want it. If that's really, is that really in there all the way? So that's not going to work, because then we don't have any room here. We'd have to jump to the next notch, but I'm not convinced that I'm really in the center. And what I might have to do is let me think about this. How far out is this one adjusted thread wise? I can't really see. Oh, it's adjusted way out. So there's our trouble, and I bet you that I won't be able to get that to turn anymore either. Okay, friends. Well, it's a good thing I ordered the second one. I mean, I originally intended to have two, but they sent me a style. I don't know if that's for one of the four-wheel drives, but one end is not adjustable. It's just like permanently in there. And then the other end is the sliding style. So that won't get us. But what I'm saying is here, I think where we're going to be at the end of the day is, now this wheel's going to be straight and the other one's going to be crooked, because we don't have the adjustment that we need. Because I think that is pretty well what we want right there, to be totally honest with you. That looks to be in the center. It might be an optical illusion, but I really don't want to crawl around on the ground if I don't have to at this point. It's very obvious that the other end is way too far out. So that's why this wheel is not adjusted correctly. Now there's a socket. I need to pick that up. That's vibrated off of the hood. So yeah. So that wheel is wrong, but it's wrong because that's wrong. And this one is probably correct. And it's about what I want. It's just very ever so slightly in. But I think what I'm going to do actually, because when I started this video, I assumed I had two tie rods that were exactly what I needed. What I think I'm going to do is just leave it right here and walk away until that other tie rod shows up. And why I say that is, if I pull this up into this taper and tighten it up, then I got to work to drive it back down out of there so that I can adjust it accordingly. And if I were to just put the other one on and adjust it, then both things would be loose and I could just very easily turn it, put it back up in, and be done. So I think we're gonna pause on this adventure just because of the thing. You know the thing? I know the thing. It just seems like that would be the correct procedure here. There's no need to beat a dead horse unless you do it for fun, and I don't want to have that much fun today, so we can wait. I mean, in theory, that other thing should be here in 2 or 3 days, because it's just one state over, providing that he has them in stock. I mean, maybe he has to get them from someplace. Then it'll add probably a week, but that's okay. That's better than like 2 months or whatever it was to get these. That's why I'm so ticked about it. And it's nobody's fault except the government and all of the mail delivery system that we have. That's the fault that it was. It took forever to get it, and then when it shows up and it's not right, that really burns my knudsen, you know? And who would have thought? I looked at these, and I looked at the one, I guess I looked at that one, and I thought, okay, good. And I assumed it was a pair. And then I looked and saw that end, you know, and thought, okay, whatever. But I never looked at that end and saw that it wasn't adjustable. So that's unfortunate, friends. That's unfortunate. So, I mean, maybe a guy could use that. Maybe he could put it on and just adjust it on one side, but then you wouldn't have as far a travel to one way as you would the other, because you'd be compensating whatever. I would rather have this style on both and live our happy life. So that's okay. Progress is made. One end's tight, and all we got to do is just final adjustment, tighten that up. We'll put the other one on. We're golden. Let's switch gears now, and let's work on this PTO shield. And let's just go ahead and let's just put this one on this tractor. It doesn't matter. I got another one coming. We'll put on the other one. But we're working on this one today. And I'm pretty sure that other one doesn't have the bolts. I'm also pretty sure, I don't remember if that ring goes outside or inside. And what I mean is, of which side of the PTO. I think it goes right there, and you just bolt the shield over top of it. Let's take another field trip. It's nice to have multiples to refer to, although I don't remember if I put this PTO shield on this one or not. Also, I can't see what I need to see. How much you want to bet that I'll have to take the shaft off or really crawl down on the ground? Okay, yes, I can see from here that the shield is bolted over top of that. Sometimes on tractors, if they've got like a flange, an extra flange or something, sometimes you're supposed to like sandwich the shield between them, and some tractors you don't do that, of different brands. I've seen a Long Life's Way and the Travels and what have you. So I think that still works. I'm ADD brain. Yeah, it's loose. It's just that it's got weight hanging on it still. We're gonna have to try to revival this one day, because like I said, I'm about 99% sure it looks like it's probably leaked all the fuel out for some reason, which really is not a pleasant thing, but such is life. I mean, I would say my O-ring has failed up top the way it looks, since it's all covered everywhere which way. And boy, it's super muddy right here too. Yeah, I would guess that that's probably the culprit. Whoa! Whoa! I hear birds in there going whoop-de-woo. We don't need all them birds. All they do is crap on stuff. Oh, this is a fascinating video, isn't it, for you? Sometimes I wonder. I mean, it just, the stuff that I get you is not much. Urgh. Okay. Well, let's lay this here. Now, let's put you right there. Let's see if this'll, I think this'll all pan out, or if this is gonna be a exercise in sadness. I should probably clean that up and paint that ring, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna walk away for today. We can go back and beautify this later. Right now I'm just worried about completeness and that sort of thing. Also, I'm wondering if these are the bolts that came out of here, or if somebody put in shorter bolts, you know what I'm saying? I think what he did here, well, I can't say that for sure. There's a flat washer on that one. And I don't know if that was the way that they were. This one's a little longer than that one. what to do. What to do. Well, let's put this on and just see what happens. I should probably get a flat washer for this one, but I took it off the shorter one. Let's see what that does for us. I think we're good. I don't think it can. I know those holes are slotted, but I don't think that it could actually inappropriately do the thing. You like it when you fall for no reason? Isn't that nice? I think we might change hardware when we're done, or before this is done, because I don't know if I'm happy with that. Like, I think I definitely need the longer size of the two, and I'd like it long enough that a guy could put a flat washer over slotted holes. But for today, that's going to hold this on just fine. That is a reproduction style. It looks pretty close to the original. It doesn't look like Mr. Welder was very particular with how he made it. You know, a lot of undercutting, a lot of not centered on there-ness, but it is there. I mean, he definitely didn't weld that straight, but what are you gonna do? They're getting harder to find. I've bought originals when I can, but some people are getting out of hand with parts, friends, for what I think. They got something that not very many people are in the market to buy, and then they want gold price for it. And that doesn't function with my brain. I won't do it. I will not pay $150 for a PTO shield. I just won't do it. But 40 bucks, yeah, I'll pay that for one. So that's where we are. Now that we've done that, and I've offended some people probably, I want to get, and I didn't bring the thread chaser thing. I was going to bring that out here that the person mailed me. But today we'll just go ahead and use the tap and die set. But we're going to look at that 1250 and see if it's got, I don't think it has bolts in there anymore. And I think we're going to have to clean out those holes and get that fixed up before we could even put the next one on, because I did order another one. I don't know if I said that or not. So, because I was thinking I had another tractor that needed one, and then I think they all have one, if that is correct. I think every single one that is a nice usable one. What are you doing, buddy? The dog sad about something over there. I think that all of the runners, or all of the keepers, I should say, have one, and that's good. This tractor also needs a top link, much like the red one. For whatever reason, people on these Fiats seem to have taken the top links off. Every one I've had, I think, has been missing the top link, and that's a bummer. But this one still has its original pin, which is fine, because I ordered a bunch of those. I got a bunch of them on hand. But yeah, I'm just looking it over here to see what else might be incomplete or what have you, but I think I got it fixed up. I really like those drawbar pins. They make it what it should be, you know, those little loop things. They just look neat, and they actually have holes in them, I think, where you can put a hairpin clip in. So I'll have to get a bunch of those one of these days. But yeah, tap and die set and 1250 regular flavor we're gonna go mess with. Aww, Buddy the dog. don't know what Buddy the dog's doing. We need to air up that 600 tire too. Just as I suspected, this one has nothing. It has no ring. It has no bolts. And that ring is more or less to keep the seal retained. So it's probably the kind of thing a guy should try to find one. You know what I'm saying. So, let's get, well, first of all, my feet are caught on this chain that somebody has put on these 3-point arms. Oh, okay. Let's figure out what we got. You know, it's funny about this. I bought this metric tap and die set years ago, and when I bought it, I thought, am I just wasting my money? I will never use the metric tap and die set that much. And I have used the metric tap and die set probably more than most anybody. I didn't know I was going to have an Italian tractor collection, though, at the time. Okay, see, here we got Mud Wasp of Sadness. Has made some messes in here. So, we're going to clean that out. Right or wrong, we're going to clean that out. It should be this one, right? Let's see what happens. There's so many different watchamies. And I should have brought the tap sockets, but let's see if this will fit on there. If this will fit on there, I'll try to use this to avoid, because I'm lazy. But it won't, so I have to go run after and get the other stuff anyway. Awesome possum. I'm gonna go get a tap socket so we can turn that on. And I'd also like to find a little bit of penetrant. And we're going to make that more better, because that's not correct. And then one of these days we'll work on this drawbar, because this is kind of a cobbled up mess too. It's obviously been bent. We could probably fix that with a jack right under the center of it, squeeze her together, pull the drawbar out, and we'll make her better. But I'm gonna get this ready for the next, when that shield comes. And then we might also hunt after a ring, because I'm not sure if I got another one of those on something. Wonder why I can't turn this PTO. That's another mystery of life. Unless it's engaged in like the ground. No, well, that wouldn't make sense either. Don't know. Interesting. Let me go grab the tap sockets. All right. I know some of you are going to cry that I'm using taps instead of thread chasers, but that's just how it is. He says as he knocks you all over the place. That's not the size. That's the size. Let's give this a thorough douching of the good stuff. I think I need to order some more Zep. I'm about out, as far as I can tell. I thought I had a case that still had some in, but I think it's pretty well all run out. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. It had dirt way back in there, because I'm a lot deeper than I was with the screwdriver. Look at that. All right. Now if we put a PTO shield on here, it'll be fine. It's not like it has to have that ring, because the PTO shield will keep that seal in, but that ring would be nice because it would keep even pressure all the way around. I'll have to look. I bet my parts tractor's got that on it. in which case I will rob it off of there. I keep forgetting that I am a Fiat parts hoarder, and I have plenty of stuff, because this should be the same on all of them, except for the 1450, which used a totally different setup. It used a PTO shield that clamped around a round thing like this, so that's a harder one to find than what we got going here. I don't know what you're doing, Buddy the dog, but you're really stressing me out over there, whatever you're crunching on. Sounds like he's eating metal. Yeah, that one was really dirty. That's okay. All right, not to travel all over the place doing stuff, but let's go look at the parts tractor and see if it has that ring, and then I'll also take the bolts out of there. Otherwise, I got to hunt up some new bolts. What are these, 8 by 1.25? So, but I might want to get new ones anyway, so that I can just get the right length that I want. Know what I'm saying? It's amazing that as rough a life as this little tractor led, that seal is not totally out of there, and this whole thing is, you know, popped out of their garbage, because this poor little 1250 regular really led a rough go of it to start with. I mean, it did. And we're down to where we need to work on the drawbar. That's why it's not painted. And the 3-point arms, which are an abortion of things. Some guy owned a welder, and he thought he knew how to use it, and he's got all kinds of stuff welded here, there, and yon. And so, yeah, that'll be a project for another day. Let's go look at a parts tractor. Poor parts tractor. I keep wanting to drag this away to some other storage area, but I keep robbing parts off of it, so pretty soon there's not going to be anything left. But here we have our exactly what we need, if we can get it loose. Also, look at that PTO shaft. That thing has led a hard life, whatever it was doing. I mean, it's plumb wore out. Really badly. I mean, whatever, people didn't buy these tractors to just look at them, so. Oh, now we're gonna have the trick ratcheting wrench. Ratcheting wrench that doesn't want to play ball. Yes. Those are both the longer kind, so that's what it's supposed to have. Now, I'm about 99% sure that this is the same, but let's go take it down there, put it on, just to be sure. You know, I thought maybe I'd clean it and paint it, but I don't know that that's necessary. Just clean it off. But I would like to know that it's going to fit before I put forth any more effort than what I've already put, because for some dumb reason, maybe that's why the shield has slotted holes. Maybe the two different sizes are slightly different. We're going to learn something today. I think they're the same. They look the same, but that doesn't always mean they're the same. So we will soon know. All right, we'll go this way. I'm tired of climbing over that tire. Tired of it. Okay. Two-hand job. Is this the same? Boy, it looks like it. Awesome. That'll go there. That'll go there. We don't even need to buy new bolts. We got original Fiat bolts. Those will go. Oh yeah, that's still tight for some reason. I am not understanding. Where is the shifter on this one? Let's see if it got shifted into the wrong speed or something. Let's see what that did. Maybe it was engaged. I think, oh no, now it's hooked into the transmission. Huh. Well, I'm not real sure, but let's see if it, that doesn't seem right, but okay. We're gonna have to visit or revisit that handle because it's not, it doesn't seem like it's doing what it should be doing. For example, it seems like either it's connected to the engine or it's connected to the transmission, but I can't find a neutral in it, and it feels really sloppy. So we need to read the book and figure out what position is supposed to be what, and then we'll mess with that handle too, because something ain't kosher there. But we do have this on there, and it does allow, it's not like binding on that shaft or scraping, so that is the correct piece, and we don't need to go any farther there. So we will call that part of this tractor done until we get our shield, which is in the mail as we speak, I would assume, providing that he's not gone on a trip or something. It's usually, the stuff shows up in just a few days. So yeah. All right, friends, now to round out this day of fun. Sure, we got lots of crap laying around. Let's see if this will run. We haven't started it for a good while. We never got finished with our, we were gonna make some battery cables and mount our cutoff in there, so we still need to do that. But let's see if it'll, all right, we're in neutral. It's not happy today, but let's get the jump pack, because we can only help it at this point. We'll put the jump pack on it and see if it won't come to life. It may or may not work. These Fiats just, they have their quirks about them. But another thing we never did, and I wanted to, and we never got it done, was make those battery cables that might be better than what we got. 11.9. Now, let's just crank her home. That's what it takes. Fires right up. So we need a battery charging. And we need, let's see if this will come up. Oh. Oh, it doesn't like that. Why don't you like that? There we go. We need to do some work on 3-point linkage, I see. Oh, I think that's the problem. Something's not right with it, but that's okay. We've been down that road before. What a sweetheart. Sat here for a long time. Runs, don't even smoke. Don't have any warning lights on. At least I don't think so. But it's still probably not charging. Our steering cylinder's leaking, so that'll be something we have to address. There goes our hose for the Cialis. Hey, it's got a little blow by. It's got a little smoke. But basically it runs great. It just needs a little bit of love, and probably in the form of like an oil change, because I don't think we ever did that, did we? Doesn't look like it. Definitely not, because I don't use that kind of filter. So let's shut her down. Now let's do the ever important, well, let's start back up test. Oh yeah. Once they've been running, they'll run all day. What a sweetheart. You just can't go wrong with one of these. These little Fiats from the 1250A on were pretty good little fellers. I mean, just sweet little runners. Now you know what I want to do. I'm all jazzed up. I want to go get that red one started because it's warm enough today. We'll just have to take the jump pack probably with us. Actually, we'll probably get the pickup down here and load the jump pack up instead of lugging that thing all the way up there, because it's like carrying a Briggs & Stratton engine across the, you know, the desert. It's heavy. So let's do that. Before I lug that thing up here, let's just try it. See if it'll accidentally start without the jump packing. I don't think it will. It might though. Let me. Come on, baby doll. Okay. Yeah, we need a jump pack. I don't think the charging system is working. Just A1 on this. And we also have no idea what's behind door number 1. I haven't had this off yet. And we need to do that and see how bad it is. If it's a rickety piece of crap battery in there, if the cables look like garbage, what they've done here. I mean, I'm a fan of the battery cutoff. I'm not a fan of drilling a hole through there. I really wish they would have put it through there. But now I'm not sure that I'm going to move it, because then I would have another unaccounted for hole that doesn't need to be there. The damage is done, friends. So that's it. I wonder what took place there. Do you suppose that that coolant heater was mounted there at one time? Interesting stuff. Yeah, it's a trick when you want to preserve the paint, because then you can't go to town on it like you'd want to. Otherwise I'd move this and weld this hole shut, get this board out to the correct size for that and put her in there. I don't know, that's the way I did it on the other ones. I'm just taking it all in, friends. Let me go get the jump pack and we'll see if we can't make it live again. I'm not sure how this is going to go, because this starter's got a shield on it. Can I get the clamps up under there? Okay. Where do we want to ground to? What we got? 11.9. Same as the other one. There we go. See, I did get air in it last time. I knew it. We're gonna work our Knudsen off. Anytime you get air in one of these, it's a struggle bus, but I knew that was going to happen. I should have checked the fuel. That doesn't feel like that's doing much of anything. So is it just sitting wrong, or is that pump not? No, there it moved. It moved there. Not getting no pumpulating action out of that. So that kind of concerns me. We might have to put one of those on. I just very much doubt that that thermo starter works. Why don't you just sit at an angle? Sure. I'm afraid my jump pack's about out too. That's another thing. tell if it's charging. I don't think it is. Well, yeah, maybe it is. Okay, it's charging, kinda. That's a sweet running little feller. We do need to dive into some of our hodgepodge of wiring here and address whatever needs addressed. Also, we need to run it some more and be sure that we're not sucking air somewhere. We may not be done on the fuel system yet. It may have an issue. It's awfully wet too, so that could mean it's leaking somewhere important. But injection pump's leaking. Top cover, I hope. We can tackle that ourselves, and then we can fix all those washers. That needs fixed. Well, friends, we've been all over in this video, all on 12 size tractors, 1250, 1250A, and 1255. So hopefully we can just continue our progress, and maybe this summer we'll have all three sizes that run and drive perfectly. Right now it's kind of sketchy, but you know, the 1250 will run when it wants to. The 1250A will run, but it won't move. And this one will run and drive as long as the battery's not dead, and as long as we don't let air in the fuel system. But we're gonna do a lot more to this, just because, like I said before, there's lots of little things I wanna straighten out on it and make it a little better. And I also wanna see, like I said, we've never taken the grill off yet, so I don't know what we got for battery. I don't know what our cables look like, but if they look like crap, we're gonna make new ones. It doesn't look too bad there, but who knows? You knows? I don't know. And then there's some other hoses and issues that I would rather probably just go ahead and change, address, fix, whatever you want to say. Also, an oil change would do it a great deal of service, and that's what we want. So sure, I'm glad to hear it running again. It made me a little bummed out the other day when it was cold and I couldn't get it started, but I knew it was just because it was basically cold and I had let air into it by, you know, running it too low on fuel, I guess. So it should be slap full though now. It better not have sat here and leaked any out. Maybe it did. I don't know. No, there it is. And that amount of fuel should last a long time in one of these, because they just are so gentle on fuel. But there we have it. We heard 2 out of 3 of them run today, and we might as well quit while we're ahead. So we're gonna leave this video here. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me how dumb you think I am. Or if by some slim chance you liked it, say that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.